Hello, this is Dr. Brandy Maynard, and I work for the Idaho Virtual Academy. I am rediscovering teaching with Discovery Education. This is a picture of me when I was I'd say about 10 years old, and I knew at that moment, not this particular moment, but I knew when I was 10 that I wanted to be a teacher. And hold on, it has been a wild ride. I had no idea what education was going to be like in the year 2013. I spent my time growing up on roller skates. We used rotary phones. Kids nowadays, they're born with a phone in their hands. They're digital natives. They're different than the kids that we used to be. These are kids who are plugged in, kids who were born after 1980 who've never known life without technology. We as teachers need to change our teaching to meet the needs of the 21st century learner. We would hope that when these kiddos get on the school bus, that the teachers that they're going to will help them to discover things, will help them to learn and grow. Discovery Education did that for me. It helped me to learn and to grow. Last summer I had the opportunity to attend a Discovery Education workshop for educators in Idaho. I was chosen as along with a handful of educators to go through this training, and I learned things that some of them I'd been exposed to before, but others I hadn't. But I learned how to use technology in different ways with my students. I learned about Edmodo, a social networking platform. We actually used Edmodo to connect with one another on the training, and I use Edmodo with my own students. Edmodo is kind of like Facebook, but it's for kids. I would never dream of letting my 10-year-old onto Facebook, but knowing that he's going on to Edmodo and he can connect with other kids that are his age within a classroom situation, I'm great with that. My own students are on Edmodo, and I connect with them regularly every day. I have small group sessions with them on Edmodo, and I can just check in with them, see how they're doing. It's a great way to build rapport. And Discovery Education educators taught me about Edmodo. I also learned about iPicky, and there was a gentleman. The thing that I liked the most about accessing Discovery through Schoolnet is the different information that comes to me through the DIN, the Discovery Educator Network. And one of those, there was a gentleman who was talking about 6-word stories, and it's using a program called iPicky. I use this with all of my students, and what we do is I have them take a picture and then use 6 words to describe the picture. So we see here, Abe Lincoln is an honest man, 6 words. We take the picture and they can summarize that picture in 6 words or less. I got this picture off of Discovery Education. This is a picture I took at home of my own child, and I put friends come in many different varieties. This is a picture that I used with my own child, like I said earlier, but I used the 6-word concept. You can use iPicky for educational purposes as well as to build rapport with kids and to help kids build rapport, as in this case, with one another. Wordle. Wordle is another tool that I was exposed to through Discovery Education. Wordle is where you create word clouds, and you can use programs called Tuxedo or WordSift, or in this case Wordle. And what we were doing here in the classroom is I was showing students how to brainstorm for a particular story that we were writing. In this case, we were writing about sledding. I took a page that I had written on sledding, and we put it in here, and we found the words that came out the most often. Those were the largest, and we created a Wordle around those stories. You can use Wordle with all sorts of things. You can take the Constitution of the United States of America, put it inside of a Wordle, see the big words that come out. You can take a summary of a book, put it inside of Wordle, see what comes out. We talked about iPicky and the 6-word stories. Edmodo, kids can use Edmodo for all sorts of social networking types of things. After school clubs, it's a way that you can connect with them as teachers. In my unit plan, I've also used Animoto, so the students learned how to create their own videos. We used Weebly. They were able to create their own websites. And Prezi, which is an excellent alternative to PowerPoint, and some of the folks that were at the Discovery training used Prezi, so I got to learn different ways to use it. And GameScar, Mechanic, and Scratch are 2 other places that students can go in order to learn how to do programming. Discovery Education is kind of like a launch pad for me. I'm the butterfly. Discovery Education is opening me up to the world. It's telling me, fly, young teacher. Fly off and teach your children the things of this world. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and I hope that you discover as much as I do.